Desperation can drive people to strange places. For me, it led to a reality show with a macabre twist, The Contest. The premise was simple yet horrifying. Contestants were paired with unstable partners, and the goal was to endure the relationship for as long as possible. Needing money, I signed up, convinced I could handle whatever was thrown my way. The show was set in a spacious suburban home, rigged with hidden cameras in every room. Contestants were required to stay until they either quit or were removed by the producers. The high-stakes environment was designed to push us to our limits, both physically and mentally. From the outset, the producers made it clear that extreme behavior was allowed, even physical harm. They downplayed the severity, assuring us that we could handle it. I needed the money, so I ignored my better judgment and signed the contract. I was introduced to my partner, Lily, in the living room. Lily was strikingly beautiful, but her eyes betrayed a wild, unhinged intensity. From the moment we met, her behavior was erratic, swinging from flirtatious to aggressive without warning. The first evening was a surreal nightmare. As we sat on the couch, Lily talked incessantly about her life, weaving bizarre and unsettling stories. One moment she was laughing, the next she was seething with rage. I tried to keep up, but her unpredictability was exhausting. Seeking a moment of respite, I excused myself to step outside for some fresh air. "Don't be long," Lily said, her voice laced with a thinly veiled threat. Outside, I took a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. The cold air was a stark contrast to the heated tension inside. My mind raced as I considered my options. The money was tempting, but at what cost? When I re-entered the house, Lily was waiting for me, her demeanor even more volatile than before. She immediately began shouting, her words a jumbled mix of accusations and insults. I tried to calm her down, but my attempts only seemed to fuel her rage. "Do you think you can just walk away from me?" she screamed, her face contorted with fury. "You're just like the others, always trying to escape." Before I could respond, she lunged at me, her fists flying. I raised my arms to shield myself, my mind racing. The cameras were capturing everything, but I doubted the producers would intervene. This was what they wanted: drama, chaos, and suffering. After what felt like an eternity, Lily's rage subsided. She stormed out of the room, leaving me battered and shaken. I collapsed onto the couch, my body aching from the assault. The reality of my situation was sinking in. This wasn't just a game. It was a dangerous, twisted experiment. The next few days were a blur of tension and violence. Lily's mood swings were unpredictable, and I lived in constant fear of her next outburst. One night, she woke me with frantic screams. She ranted about how she had never been appreciated by anyone in her life, how everyone had always left her. The paranoia and delusions were growing, each day more detached from reality. As the days dragged on, the producers remained indifferent. They watched us suffer, deriving twisted pleasure from our pain. One evening, I overheard a producer talking on the phone, his voice low but urgent. "No, she did it again," he said. "The last guy. He couldn't take it. He ended it after the show. We can't let this get out." The revelation hit me hard, forcing me to reconsider my decision. The money now seemed insignificant compared to the mounting danger. The producers' cavalier attitude towards our well-being was chilling. They treated our suffering as entertainment, our pain as ratings fodder. That night, Lily's behavior took a darker turn. She demanded I prove my loyalty to her, insisting I harm myself to show I wasn't like the others. The desperation in her eyes was terrifying. I realized then that I couldn't endure this any longer. My mind raced as I tried to come up with a plan. I had signed the contract for the money, driven by a desperation that now seemed laughable in the face of real danger. But I had to find a way out, not just for myself, but as a testament to those who couldn't escape their abusers in real life. I waited for Lily to fall asleep before I crept out of bed and searched for a phone. I found one in the kitchen, tucked away in a drawer. My hands shook as I dialed the producer's number. "I can't do this anymore," I whispered into the phone. I need out. The producer's voice was cold. You signed a contract. You're expected to stay until the end. Did you hear what I said? I'm in danger. This isn't just a show. People are getting hurt. You have to let me leave. There was a long silence before the producer spoke again. We'll send someone over in the morning. But remember, breaking the contract means forfeiting your pay. I don't care about the money anymore. Just get me out. All right, the producer replied, a note of warning in his voice. But just so you know, Lily doesn't take well to being left. This might not end the way you think. I hung up, my heart pounding. I returned to the bedroom and lay beside Lily, my mind racing with thoughts of the morning. The hours crawled by, each minute an eternity. When morning finally came, a crew member arrived and took me aside. You're free to go, he said, his tone flat. I didn't care about the money anymore. I just wanted to be safe. I packed my things and left the house, the weight of my decision heavy on my shoulders. As I walked away from the set, I felt a strange mixture of relief and sorrow. I had survived, but at what cost? The real world awaited, with its own challenges and uncertainties. But at least I was free from the nightmare of the contest. In the days that followed, I tried to resume a normal life. The experience had left scars, both physical and emotional. One evening, as I walked home from work, I felt a prickling sensation on the back of my neck. I turned around, and for a split second, I thought I saw Lily in the crowd, watching me. I blinked, and she was gone. My heart raced as I hurried home, my mind a whirl of paranoia and fear. Had she found me? Was she stalking me? The thought was too terrifying to contemplate. As I locked the door behind me, I realized the true horror of the contest wasn't just the time spent in that house. It was the lingering fear, the constant worry that the nightmare wasn't truly over. And in that moment, I knew one thing for certain: some scars never heal.